Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you something that you guys have been asking for, is to get the steering wheel controls behind the steering wheel, you know which ones I'm talking about, to work with your aftermarket radio. There are a couple things you have to take in mind. We are going to cut into the harness. I'm going to try something to see if we can avoid that, but we might have to. And then also you have to check your radio. And one thing is, huge shout out to Roland WJ. Everybody follow him on Instagram. He sent me this tip months ago and I didn't do it, and I made a post. He replied, he's like, yeah, the messages are here. So I was able to do it because of him. So make sure you go follow him on Instagram. Comment on his recent picture that I sent you there, because that guy's dope. Shout out. So I recently upgraded my Toto to this radio here. I'm going to have a review later on. I'm testing it still, but this has wireless CarPlay, which is why I upgraded. But the Toto, it also has the function. You have to look at the wire harness and look for a cable that says like steering wheel key or key 1. Another place you could look at is the manual inside the box. But just make sure your radio is compatible, that it has the steering wheel controls, that you can program the radio with the steering wheel controls. And we, like I said, we do have to cut into the harness underneath the steering wheel. And what Chris said, which is right, is I'm never going back to a stock radio, so I don't really care that I cut that harness. So what you want to do first is you're going to want to take this plastic cover off of the steering wheel, and then remove the bottom one as well. Screw down here, so don't forget the screw. Don't just start yanking on it, it's not going to come out. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the screw. I'm also going to remove this plate and take out the radio so I can access the wire behind the radio. And this is what I have up here. It's about a 2-foot long cable. I got this connector. I'm going to try to see if I can not cut into the wire harness and just use a splice. And then for the part behind the radio, I'm going to use a male and female connector. That way I can always unplug it, and if I upgrade radios, I can just leave that cable in. I don't have to cut it again. And these are some of the tools I will be using. What I suggest you doing is running the wire. You don't want to run the wire down through here and out underneath this plastic piece on the steering wheel. This is where we're going to be tapping in. So under the steering wheel, you're gonna have 2 plugs. The one with the yellow is the airbag, I believe, and the one on the left with the gray is what you want to unplug. And on this plug, you're gonna see a wire that's red and yellow. This is what we want. So I'm gonna take off some of the sheathing so you get more access to the wire. So I took the panel that goes up top off so I can kind of see the wire a little bit better. I'm gonna go ahead and run this way. All right, perfect. So we got the wire ran through here all the way down here. And on here, like I said, the red wire with the yellow on it, we're gonna go ahead and splice into it. So I didn't end up using the splice connector. I used a butt connector and I cut the wire harness. I'm just gonna show you the clips with the splice so you can tell what wire goes where. Now, one thing I'm not sure of is if different year Jeeps have different cables underneath here. It worked on Chris's and it worked on mine, and we have different years. Mine's a 2002, I believe his is a 2000. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and plug this back in. Now that this is done, make sure your connection is tight. So on the radio here, I have key 1 and key 2. On Chris's, we only had 1 key. So I'm gonna just go ahead and connect it to key 1 and try to program it with just this one. So again, just to verify, down here we connected to the red cable with the yellow stripe, ran the cable through over here to the radio, and then we connected it to key 1. Yours might be key positive or something different like that, but if your radio has it, you will know. So we're going to connect that. Now put everything back together, and we're going to test out the radio and set the controls on the radio itself. And shout out to NajarOffroad.com. You guys need to go visit the website, pick up some LED bulbs. We just restocked the dash, the interior light kits, all that. The third brake lights, we're waiting on those about another week. So check it out. Let's continue with the video. Okay, so what I ended up doing instead is I just connected it with a butt connector, because the other connector, this wire's too thin. It wasn't making great contact. But we went ahead and connected everything. So now this is how you set up the radio, and thanks to this genius over here,
right here,
the studious fool over here.
I studious sometimes.
We were able to figure it out. So on my radio, I don't have the steering wheel control app. I'll show you Chris's because he does have it. So I went through the settings, couldn't find anything, and Chris over here clicked factory, and it has a generic passcode here, and your radio might be different. You might not have to do all this, but 6. And then it has another settings right here, and I didn't know that. You want to find something like this that has a steering wheel and it says keys. That's what you want to find. This radio also has 2 wires in the back, one for key 1, one for key 2. We just used key 1, and we just connected that wire down here to the red with the yellow stripe. So after that, you come in here. I'm gonna need your help, Chris. So what you want to do, every single one is different. You might need to press this first and then hold it, but on mine, just click it once and it learns it. So do that, and then I click over here, down. Look at this dude. I'm trying to film over here. Look at this dude.
That's our Matco guy.
That's our Matco guy with some Orbeez. Okay, so you can actually set it up to most of these buttons actually. So press the home button next.
Oh, you want home?
Home button.
Where's home?
Top left.
Boom.
And then I'm gonna click the middle button over here. That way, every time I click that, it can send me the home screen. And then on the right side, we're gonna do next track, I guess. So go for that one. Up. That one down, and I'm gonna do the answer the phone call for the middle here. So Chris, press it, and then over here I press that, and then it says success. So once you're done setting that up, press OK, and now we can go ahead and test it. So right there, volume up, volume down, and this is just with 1 wire. I did not have to connect anything else. This is only for radios that have this function. Chris, call me.
Hey, yo, Jonathan.
No, on the phone.
Oh.
And then I press the home button, sends me to the home screen. That's so cool, man. So Chris is calling me there. I'm gonna press this button here. Bam, it answers.
Hello? Hello?
See, that's so cool. So this is Chris's radio here, and same thing, put the volume up and down.
Yeah.
And he's controlling it from the steering wheel. So it's the same wire too on his Jeep. Yours is a 2000 or 2001?
2001.
Okay, 2001. So on Chris's, this is what the app looks like for the steering wheel control. SW Learning. So click it. And same thing, you pretty much press the button and then hold the button on yours, right?
Yeah.
We have to hold it on yours. Mine was just click it, but his is hold, so just depends on your radio. But yeah, that's pretty much all you have to do. So that'll be it for the video. I hope this helped. Chris, shout out to Chris for figuring it out, figuring out the settings. Your radio might be a little bit different, but if you have that steering wheel icon, you can definitely do it on your Jeep as well. You just need 1 wire. And that's pretty much it.
And a studious guy.
And a studious guy right here. So if this video helped you out, make sure to comment down below, leave a like, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.